On the bench today is a Goodwill find, thrift store here in my neck of the woods. And I haven't found a turntable at a Goodwill in forever, but we just happen to be in there. This is Thanksgiving week 2022, and we were looking for some gag gifts for a gift exchange, and this was sitting on the shelf. Paid $10 for it. Maybe that I just donated $10 to the Goodwill, because this may or may not be repairable. Yeah, so very lots of nicotine smell coming from this. Came with this record cleaning cloth. Platter's frozen, which is about right on these. So before I get too far with this, the tone arm stand is loose. Not sure what's working on. Oh, looks like the queuing elevator works. So first, let's see if I can get this moving. Now, most likely it's frozen, not frozen, but grease that's solidified. So what I need to do though is I need to be very careful with how I approach this, because the heat gun could very well cause damage to this platter mat, and that's glued on there. So, see what we can see on the bottom. Well, the bottom is intact. I mean, as far as a lot of times I see these plastic covers for the bottom, they're all destroyed. This one is not, so that's cool. Gosh, it's actually pretty clean. I mean, BICs aren't all that great, but it might be serviceable. So, all right, I'm going to grab my heat gun, and I am very carefully going to apply some heat to the spindle here. Oh, I might be able to get it without any heat. I loosened it up. Oh, there it goes. Sweet. So that was good. I believe this snap ring, yeah, that has to come off. So let's see if I can do that without stuff going flying all over. Come on, almost there. Can't tell. I would assume this is metal, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Be an easier way to do this. Problem is this little, the slip mat's lip is preventing me from pulling this out. So I can get it loose. It's like I need three hands. Get close. Oh, here we go. All right. All right, so that is off of there. Boy, it is really frozen. All right. Let me get my heat gun and see if I can put just a little tiny bit of heat right there. See if I can get that to loosen up. I may have to. I mean, it's moving. I can also try a little bit of alcohol. Sometimes a little bit of alcohol will soften that grease up. I'll let it get down in there. See if I can work it. Work its way down in there. Nope, it's not budging. All right. Oh, there it goes. Starting to move a little bit. All right, well, I think you get the point of what I'm going to be trying to do. So I'm going to go ahead and save some battery on my camera and see if I can, oh, get this, oh, there it goes. Look at that, starting to move. All right, I want to get this nice and loose. Get some more alcohol down there now that it's moving. Okay, well, I thought I was gonna pop this off on camera. It looks like I'm not, so I'm gonna have to just keep I'm gonna have to turn the camera off and just keep wrestling with it. Alright, I got it off. Gosh, what a pain. I had to just keep rocking it back and forth. Oh, look at that. The belt's not goo. And it's a BIC belt. They're orange. I actually have one here, so that is awesome. All right. Let's see if the motor, I don't know what's going on with these cords. I hope that's a splice for the ground and not power. Yeah, it's a splice for ground. Cool. You never know. Let's just see if this motor starts to spin. Oh, yeah, look. Hey, motor's running. All right. All right. Okay, so I'll need to remove all the grease from this spindle. And if you can't tell, I was wrenching on that thing for quite a while. I felt like I was doing ropes at the gym. I was just going back and forth real quick. Just try to get that to free itself up. Let's see. Get some alcohol in here. Clean that post off. I did not look at the, hey, it even has a, it has an Empire 200. Empire 200 stylus. And it looks like the stylus might be okay. Wouldn't put any money on that right now, but it looks like it might be alright. Let's see. Lots of grease in here. And these are, I'm not a fan of dual turntables or idler drive turntables or cheap turntables. This definitely falls into that inexpensive turntable, although I think this was kind of at the higher end of the BIC line. I want to say they had like a 960 or 980. I know I've worked on a was it a 980, 960 before? And it was all right. I mean, this one certainly looks the part. All right, so I'm going to just fit this, make sure it spins, and then I'll lube it. Yeah, look at that. Okay. All right. Sweet. Look at it go. All right. All right, so I'll take a little lithium grease and pop it on here. I'm going to keep this handy because I'm sure I'm going to need a lot more, given kind of what I saw. And I do want to put the belt on. Now I am not sure about attaching this belt because man, you can never have enough light. Alright, so the belt is on. There's a little tiny groove that it has to fit into on this side. I would think this is supposed to come off, but who knows. Let's just drop it down and see what happens. Go back to manual. All right. That looks like it's running slow, and I'll do a test and all that stuff when the time is appropriate to do so. All right, let's plug this and see about all right, so the tone arm stand is loose. There's just a big nut right here to tighten. So that's good. Got a ton of grease on it for some reason. Not the ideal tool to tighten this with, but it's what I got handy. Alright, so that's tight. Oh, cool. I'm going to leave the C-clamp off. I want to clean any gunk off of this, and I also need to clean the inside of that shaft there. I want to be able to pull that on and off freely. Okay. All right. Let's give it a cycle and see what happens. I think that's how that goes. Oh, well. Probably help if I plugged it in, huh? Put it to 1. Cycle. That's got to be adjusted. I hear hey, it went right to me and Mrs. Jones. Awesome. All right. Promising so far. Except for that. Interesting. That's the size selector. Okay, so I guess you put it to program. Hit the cycle button. Goes to the middle, why not? Okay, so I'm given the state of this platter, I am sure that there is all sorts of dried grease on the bottom of this. So what I'm going to do next is take this back apart, look at the underside, and see if I can tell what's going on. All right, so I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause right here, flip this over, kind of do some poking around, and then come back and let you know what I found. So the grease feels okay, but I think it probably needs to be cleaned. Some alcohol and just kind of lather this thing up. Now I'm not going to go crazy on a $10 turntable cleaning this thing up, but I will. Yeah, there's some. See that grease? It's, I don't know what. I mean, I know it's not silicone, but that's some goofy kind of grease. It's very thick. I'm not sure what somebody put there, or if that's even what came from the factory. All right, so well, you can kind of see what I'm going to be doing here. I do want to check out the drop point, the placement, because it's dropping it at 45 instead of 33. So I need, gosh darn it, I changed my alcohol bottle and the top is a little bit different. So it tends to, until I get used to it, it's going to go squirting all over. Oh, you know what? Just do this. Be smarter than the bottom. All right, so I'm not going to film all of this, but I am going to clean this up if I can figure out what's going on with that. The 33-45 placement. Here's where that adjusts. And I would assume that something here is probably stuck or frozen. Because this slides. This is 2 pieces. So maybe, I'm not sure if that's supposed to. Oh, yeah. So I think there's supposed to be a little. That should move freely. See how it's getting stuck? That should move freely. So I think that's why it was dropping at 45 and not 33. So I'll clean and lube that point. I'm gonna lube this, kind of poke and prod around, see what else I can figure out. Might need some extra lubrication or cleaning, and come back and let you know what I did. All right, I cleaned everything up underneath, so should be good to go. I discovered the way to put the belt on. That makes it pretty painless. First time I popped it right on there. When I tried to do it the second time, I was trying to get my fat hand underneath there and get it lined up. See that little post right there? Attach it. Make sure the belt is going over the motor pulley. Spin it till you hear a pop. And now it's in position. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so I have it connected to my stereo. And let's give it a whirl and see what happens. Whoops. Alright. So I'm going to set it to 1. It's spinning. Hit the cycle button. It should drop. Hopefully we'll drop in the 33 position. And all right. So it's dropping it in a little bit, but the head shell is kind of crooked. So I think if I just pull that down, it'll straighten it out. But let's see if we have sound. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we got sound. So that is awesome. Yeah, this head shell is just slightly bent this way. So I think, there's Ralph barking. I think if I just... see if I can turn it just a little tiny bit. No, it's not turning. Otherwise, there should be some kind of adjustment for the drop point, I would think. I'll have to look at the service manual and see if I can figure out how to do that. Anti-skate was set to 4. I'm going to see what this is actually measuring right now in terms of tracking. I'll have to look up what an Empire, what did I say this was, 200? LTD 200? Let's see how accurate this is. It says 2, it's at 1.6. I'm going to set it back to 1.5. Let's see what this is. 1.21. That should be about 1.5. Close. Anti-skate set to 1.5. Huh. Let me see. The cartridge looks a little crooked in the head shell. It's not going back straight. Sorry. It's not going back straight like that. It's kind of coming at an angle just a little bit. This does not look like it's really meant to be. Let's see if I can take that off. Where's my screwdriver? Try this one. Well, I guess I can. I don't know if that'll straighten that out or not. Shouldn't really affect anything. Oh, no, I won't go back in there. Yeah, that didn't do anything. Huh, alright, so I may have to do a little bit of investigative work to see how that is mounted in there. I want to see where it drops, see if that... I really didn't do anything. Let's see if it changes anything. Yeah, it's still coming over just a little bit. More than it should. Alright. There's probably an adjustment underneath where I can have it come over. That stylus has seen better days, but it works. Oh, it's super dirty. Oh yeah, it was all gunked up. Much better. Alright, I'm going to have to pause the video real quick. I've got some stuff I got to do today. And I'll come back to this. I'll see if I can figure out where the adjustment is. I bet it's right there. I see a screw. Oh, yeah, I think that's a screw. Let's see. No, that doesn't. That's not it. All right. Anyway, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to come back in a couple hours and see if I can get that adjusted, and then work on the dust cover, which isn't really in bad shape. But anyway, I'll pick that up when I come back. So I got the dust cover polished, about as good as I'm going to get it. There was a slight ground hum. I found that there was a wire. Well, the ground wire actually was disconnected underneath the platter, so I just resoldered that into position, and I did adjust the drop point. Drop point adjustment is right here, so just turn with a screwdriver. So this is, I think this is good. I may clean this off a little bit. I think it could use a new stylus, new cartridge. It makes noise, just doesn't sound the greatest. But then again, this turntable probably wouldn't sound the greatest. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. So this was the BIC 940. If you like what you see, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.